Good day everyone. I will be represent the topic which I have chosen. This topic is about nursery management and seedling production. So let's start. The first step in successful vegetable production is to raise healthy vigorous seedling young plants, whether propagated from seed or vegetatively, require a lot of care, particularly during the early stage of growth. They have to be protected from adverse temperature, heavy rains, drought, wind, and variety of pests and diseases. If small seeded vegetables are sown directly in the field, germination is often poor and the young plants grow very slowly and require a long time to mature. Also, the season may be too short for full development in the field. To overcome this problem, many vegetable crops are grown in nurseries before being transplanted in the field. A, a vegetable nursery is a place where plants are cared for during the early stage of growth, providing optimum condition for germination and subsequent growth until they are strong enough to be planted out in their permanent place. A nursery can be as simple as a raised bed in an open field or sophisticated as a glass house with micro sprinklers and an automatic temperature control system. Although raising seedlings in a nursery has advantages, some vegetables do not transplant well, particularly root crops, and must be sown directly in the field for optimum results. It has to be noted, however, that transplanting seedlings interrupt their own growth, which has the potential to reduce their vigor. The advantage of growing seedling in nursery beds. Although many vegetable seeds can be sown directly in the field, experience has shown that raising seedlings in a nursery has a number of advantages as discussed below. Number 1. Intensive care. Intensive care. Seedlings receive better care and protection from animals, weeds, and pests in the nursery. The average garden soil is not an ideal medium for raising seedlings, especially from the point of view of soil health. At an early stage of development, most vegetable crops require special attention that is not possible in the main field. Number 2. Reduction of cost. Fewer seeds are used for raising seedlings in the nursery than for sowing directly in the field, because in the latter seedlings have to be tended to one which wasteful. When expensive hybrid seeds are used, transplant therefore become more economically attractive. Pesticides and labor are also reduced under nursery conditions as compared to planting directly in the field. Number 3. Opportunity for selection. Raising seedlings in a nursery afford the grower an opportunity to select well-grown, vigorous, uniform, and disease-free seedlings. Number 4. Extend a short growing seasons for late maturing crops. Seedlings can be raised in a nursery under a protected environment before conditions outside become suitable for growth and transplanted into the field when conditions allow, thus reducing the amount of time spent in the field. Number 5. Forced vegetable production for an early market. Generally, prices of horticultural produce are attractive when production or supply is low. Vegetable can be grown out of season in a nursery when conditions are not yet favorable. Such crop will thus mature earlier after transplanting and hence stand to fetch a higher price in the market. Types of nursery facilities. There are three main facilities normally used for raising seedlings in a nursery. The choice of a particular one will depend on the available resources and prevailing environmental conditions. First, greenhouse, environment fully controlled. Net house, environment partially modified. Open field where climatic conditions are normally favorable for the crops grown. Seedling management. Number 1. Watering. Watering is the seedbed or seed box should be watered carefully with a fine stream of water. After the plants are well established, watering should be done thoroughly but not too often. It is advisable to irrigate seedlings in the morning and not in the afternoon as the latter leaves the soil surface moist overnight, a condition favoring damping off. Number 2. Seeding. Seeding should be done to protect the young seedlings from high heat intensity in sunny areas and also from heavy rain. Seed can be provided by polyethylene nets or even grass. The seed should be removed some days before transplanting to allow the seedlings to acclimatize to field conditions. Number 3. Thinning. This is the way of regulating plant densities in rows and in holes during thinning week. Diseased plants are pulled out to allow healthy seedlings to grow well. It is normally done when seedlings have formed a few true leaves. Number 4. Insect pest and diseases control. This is a continuous process from seedling emergence to transplanting. It is normally done by physical means but chemicals can also be used if the needs arises. Number 5. Weeding. This is done by physical means when weeds emerge. Number 6. Hardening off. Transplanting must be hardened off so then they can withstand the transition from a relatively sheltered and protected environment to a sometimes harsh open situation. Generally, hardening is imposed from about 1 to 2 weeks prior to transplanting seedlings by gradually exposing them to higher or lower temperature and the higher light intensity prevailing in the field. It should, however, not involve any treatment that may reduce the rate of photosynthesis, such as nutrient stress. Care should be taken not to harden plants, as this may delay maturity and in some instances even reduce crops. Number 7. Transplanting. This refers to the operation of lifting the seedlings from the seedbed or containers and transferring them to the field where they will grow and mature. The main aim during transplanting should be to interrupt growth as little as possible, and if the operation is not carried out properly, it can severely check growth or extreme cases cause death of transplant. That would be the last of this topic. Thank you and God bless.